That incredibly awkward silence at the very start of a presentation. You're just sitting there in a conference room, everyone is staring at a blank screen, and, well, someone is desperately fumbling with like three different
Oh,
remotes.
yeah. Trying to get a video call to actually show up on the wall. I mean, it's just the worst.
Right. We've all been hostage to that chaotic setup phase. So today we're doing a deep dive into a product page from HDTVSupply. We're looking at this invisible technology that's quietly making that whole scenario extinct.
Yeah, we're talking about a $385 wall plate called the Atlona HT-DSCV2-70-TX-UK, which I know sounds like a terrifying mouthful of jargon.
It really does. But the promise here is that we'll reveal why this specific little 4K in-wall transmitter is basically the secret weapon behind seamless Zoom and Teams meeting.
Exactly. It's designed for modern classrooms and huddle spaces. And the core problem this tackles is just user friction. I mean, it completely automates the entire startup process.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. The specs mention it uses preloaded RS-232 commands. RS-232 sounds like a droid from Star Wars, so what is it actually doing?
Well, it's basically this old school bulletproof language. It lets devices talk directly to each other over a serial cable. So the moment you plug your laptop into the wall plate, the introduction of that video signal triggers the RS-232.
Got it. So it acts immediately.
Yeah, it physically translates that signal into a wake-up command for the TV display.
It's like walking into a room with a smart home motion sensor, but for video.
That's exactly what it is.
You just plug your cable in, and the room instantly wakes up and knows exactly what to do. And I see here that when you unplug and walk away, the system just auto-powers off after a set amount of time.
Right, though it does have manual buttons too, if you need them.
Mhm.
But the automation is key. There's a customer review in our sources from someone managing multiple retail locations that really highlights why this matters.
Oh, yeah. What did they say?
They noted how incredibly easy to use these systems are for their staff. Because, well, when you're managing technology across dozens of spaces, requiring staff to understand complex video routing is just a recipe for disaster.
Right. This system removes that human error entirely. The friction just vanishes.
Exactly. But automating the startup only solves the user error at the table.
Wait, what happens when that table is like 200 feet away from the actual display? Or from the hidden computer running the room?
That is where the physical limitations of massive conference rooms get tricky. And it's where this wall plate uses a technology called HDBaseT.
HDBaseT. Okay, so how does that bridge the distance?
Well, instead of running massive, expensive HDMI cables all through the walls, HDBaseT compresses the signal. It perfectly transmits a 4K 60 Hz video signal up to 131 feet.
Oh, wow. 131 feet for 4K.
Yeah, or a 1080p signal up to an enormous 230 feet. And it does all this through standard, inexpensive Cat6a or Cat7 Ethernet cables. Plus, it packs high-speed USB 2.0 pass-through right alongside the two HDMI inputs and USB-C.
Okay, I have to push back here for a second. Do we really need to extend a USB connection over 200 feet away? I mean, who is using a computer mouse from the absolute opposite end of an auditorium?
Well, what's fascinating here is that it's not for a mouse or a keyboard.
Oh, it's not.
No, this USB extension is exactly what makes distant interactive whiteboards and projectors function without lag, especially during hybrid soft codec video conferencing.
Ah, I see. So when someone writes on the smartboard at the front of the room, it needs to instantly show up for the people dialed in from home.
Exactly. You need instantaneous data feedback between that touch screen and the hardware actually running the software, no matter how big the physical space is.
And everything is just traveling over that one invisible Ethernet cable in the wall. That is wild.
It really is. Whether you're outfitting a massive corporate workspace or you're just curious about how modern AV tech works, the ultimate goal of heavy-duty infrastructure like this is to feel entirely invisible to you.
So what does this all mean for the future? I want to leave you, the listener, with a final puzzle to mull over. The specs mention this unit is PoH capable.
Right, which stands for Power over HDBaseT.
Meaning the transmitter doesn't even need its own power outlet in the wall.
Exactly. It draws its electricity straight from the receiver on the other end, again, through that exact same data cable.
So if a single standard Ethernet cable can handle heavy 4K video, interactive USB data, and electrical power all at once, how close are we to a completely plugless single cable future for all our heavy-duty electronics?
It's a really fascinating question to think about.
It really is. The next time you walk into a room, plug in one cable, and the whole space just wakes up around you without a plastic remote in sight, well, you'll know exactly what kind of invisible magic is hiding in the walls.